Overflows. Second phase of 7 years cycle in child rearing. Each cycle of 7 years is significant in the maturity and process of growth of a child as a balanced and harmonious human being. After uncorrupted first 7 years, the child enters the next cycle of 7 years. Indeed, the next cycle of 7 years, from 7 to 14, begins with great promise once he is allowed the natural and spontaneous living. Each cycle is characterized by a different surge of existential life energy within. Each cycle is characterized by a different surge of existential life energy within. It is a new addition to life. Indeed, this is the period when child's existential bioenergy, commonly understood as sexual energies, surface and begins to play its significant role. There are sensations in the body as the life energy surges within. This is the first experience of energy within. Certainly, he is unaware of such movements. Unaware these energies can lead the child to a life of misery. With understanding of this cycle and the nature of existential bioenergy, they will evolve out of this cycle of energy as better human beings. But this phase is only a kind of rehearsal. This is the phase when child starts playing and experiencing sexual rehearsals. And this is the time when parents interfere the most, because they have been interfered by their parents. The problem accentuates as child is unaware of such movements and parents remain ignorantly non-cooperative with the child at this stage, when he needs both help and support from someone who can help him to grow this phase. And who can be a better person but the parents? I repeat, the problem accentuates as the child is unaware of such movements and parents remain ignorantly non-cooperative with the child at this stage, when he needs both help and support from someone who can help him to go through this phase, and who can be the best person than the parents. Parents were not helped by their parents when they were growing. They ignored the needs of the child as their needs were ignored. All that parents know is what has been done to them. So they simply go on doing the same to their children as if they are passing the legacy to their children. And no one wants to break the ice, and the life continues this way. In general, societies do not allow sexual rehearsals. Only within the last century, and that too only in advanced countries this has been accepted. Now children are having co-education, free mixing of boys and girls. However, without proper understanding, this can deviate the developmental process. The 7-year-old boy and the 7-year-old girl cannot be in the same boarding house. They are not allowed to play together, although each wants so much. Parents impose their fears on the children and thus continues the entire process. And this is the time for them, without any risk, without the girl getting pregnant, without any problems arising for their families. This is the time when they should be allowed all playfulness. This will need courage and deep understanding on the part of the families, parents, and societies. Yes, it will have a sexual color to it, but it is only a rehearsal. No one can deny such rehearsals in their life. But when they grow up, they ignore when it comes to rearing the children. One thing is certain, every child during this period engages in such sexual rehearsals in one way or the other. If you look deep down, you had been involved in such rehearsals within whatever opportunities were available to you. It remains hidden in most of the cases. It is not the real drama. And if you do not allow them even the rehearsal, and then suddenly one day the curtain opens and the real drama starts. And those people do not know what is going on. No one is there to tell them what to do. You have messed up their life completely. Those 7 years, the second cycle of life, is significant as rehearsal. The children will meet, mix, play, become acquainted with one another, and that will help humanity to drop almost 90% of perversions that we see all around. If the children from 7 to 14 are allowed to be together, swim together, and be free to mix with each other, 90% of perversions and pornography will simply disappear. Who will bother about such things, perversions and pornography? When a boy and a girl has known so many girls and boys as friends, what interest can the magazines like Playboy and Playgirl will have for them? When a girl has known so many boys, I do not see there will be any possibility of curiosity about each other. It will simply disappear. They will grow together naturally, not as two different species of animals. Right now, that is how they grow. Two different species of animals. They do not belong to one mankind. They are kept separate. 1,001 barriers are created between them, so they cannot have any rehearsal of their sexual life which is going to come. soon. But the way children are brought up in almost butchering their whole life. Those 7 years of sexual rehearsals are absolutely essential. Girls and boys should be together. They should rehearse for the life which is going to come. They have to get ready for it, and there is no danger. There is no problem either. If a child is given total freedom about growing while the sexual energies are growing and is not condemned, repressed, which is being done now, what we see now, suddenly the real drama starts and someone gets pregnant. This we see all around. A very strange world it is in which we are living. You are born out of sex, you live for sex, your children will be born out of sex as well, but sex is the most condemned thing, the greatest sin. It has to be understood. But there are so many fears in our minds that we do not want to understand it. We do not want to educate the children. And all the religions go on putting this crap in your mind that this is sin. They have made you almost brown bag to carry this garbage from inside the house to bring out for disposal. And every morning, everyone is carrying out the accumulated garbage, crap for the day. But nothing like this happens with all the religious and conditioned garbage that you go on collecting on a day-to-day basis. No one knows how to discard or dispose of that garbage that goes on accumulating until you reach the doorsteps of the psychiatrist. Most of the people are simply brown bags, never open anybody, each carrying the garbage bag, looking for the opportunity to dispose of accumulated garbage, hidden so that no one can seize. These people all around the world are really brown bags full of everything rotten that you can conceive of, for simple reason that they have not been allowed to grow the natural way. They have not been allowed to accept themselves. They have become ghosts. They are they are not authentically real people. They are only shadows of someone they could have been. They are only shadows. So this second phase of 7 years is immensely important because it will prepare you for the coming years. If you have done the homework rightly, if you have played with your sexual energy just in the spirit of a sportsman, and at that time, that is the only spirit you have. You will not become a perverted, a homosexual, or anything of that nature. All kinds of strange things will not come to your mind because you are moving naturally with other sex. The other sex is moving with you. There is no hindrance, and you are not doing anything wrong against anybody. Your conscience is clear because nobody has put any idea into your consciousness what is wrong. You're simply being whatsoever you are, natural and spontaneous. Enough for today.